Today we're going to be talking about the student loan crisis. Let's get into it.
Education Department will start collection next month on student loans that are in default. That's roughly, we're talking about 5.3 million borrowers that are in default. What do people need to know?
Okay, if you work for the federal government, then your wages could be garnished if you're in default. If you get a tax refund, that tax refund may be actually garnished by the federal government. And if you are getting a notice that says you are in default, there will be 30 days and the government could actually garnish your wages. To be clear, this is something that people who owe money need to pay attention to. Also, all of the people in default, we are now seeing reporting to credit agencies. We haven't seen that before. Wow. So we now know that credit scores are dropping for these borrowers by somewhere around 130 points.
This is a PSA for everybody who has not been paying back their student loans. Maybe like me, I don't know, in the last year or two. My credit score just went down 184 points. What are we doing? What the f do I do now?
Y'all, they about to garnish our wages. They really know how to just ruin your day. The U.S. government hates everybody here. Y'all, as of May 5th...
Dude, there's no getting out of that either. Like, imagine going to school, going to college, and you rack up like $100K in debt, and then they start garnishing your wages, and you got like a 60... You've already got like a 60 or 600 or 700 note each month. It's like, how do you... Nobody can pay that back. Like... None of these kids coming out of college they're all going to work in a restaurant, or even the entry level's like $40,000 or $50,000. Like, with the cost of living today, nobody can afford to pay that junk back.
Taking 15% of your wages towards student loans. Y'all, I've been ignoring student loans since I've been in school. If y'all know how much I owe in student loan, y'all would think I went to school to be a lawyer. And it's a degree that wasn't even providing me a decent lifestyle. I was just living off vibes. So you mean to tell me I went to school and y'all lied to me? Y'all wanted me to go out there and do triple the work to get a degree. Y'all, I owe so much money. I'm in Texas, so we don't have state tax. 15%. Oh, you might as well go ahead and add 5 more. Add 10. Because that's the state tax. I cannot believe this. I just had to pull over, y'all. My head started throbbing. I'm about to get a headache. They're doing this in a couple of weeks, y'all. I gotta go do deferment. I gotta go do something. Y'all, we can't get away from this. People are even already saying that their credit score has dropped from a 700 something to a 500 something. Oh my gosh, my credit score. 15%, whether you have it or not, as of May 5th. So long as you have money in your bank account, they are taking it. Matter of fact, financial aid just called me the other day and I hung up on them. Not in the mood. Don't have it. I'm living off life. I'm vibing. This man really said, you know what? Let's make the rich richer. Let's make the others poor.
Just found out that my estimated student loan debt payoff is in the year 2049. 2049. 2049.
Oh, God.
Do I have my fiance start planning my funeral today or tomorrow?
Today.
How much do you owe in student loans and how much have you paid? Because I just went and looked at how much I owe versus how much I paid. I graduated a decade ago and I owed $50,000, right? And I said, you know what? I'm just going to be consistent. I'm going to pay my bill. And, eventually that amount will go down. And I've paid $200 something a month since then, right? $200 something a month. It has been 10 years later. I started at 50,000. It's at 47.
How do you stay positive after that? I don't know. Like, if I rack up like credit card debt and it gets a little high and I'm waiting for my paycheck to come in to pay it off, like I get a little antsy, I get a little nervous, I get a little upset, I get a little angry, but I couldn't imagine paying for that long and only going down like $3,000. Is that what she said? 50 to 47? I don't know, man. Dude, the future... Listen here, if you're going to school, don't go to school for some BS degree unless you're going to be a doctor, a lawyer, or something that you need like a higher... You got to go to grad school or in whatever to get a higher education, and you're guaranteed to make money when you get out. That's what you go for. Don't go for, a BS job to be God knows what. I don't know. You can make more money working in a restaurant or going directly into construction or something like that.
$7,000, right? I've paid $25,000+ since I graduated college, and it's only down 3. It's not making sense. It's not making sense. $200 is already a nice sized bill. What do you want me to do? Why does it have to be so aggressive? I'm not understanding. I'm trying to pay the money back. I'm giving you what I got. You know what I'm saying? Am I supposed to be paying it for the rest of my life? Do I have to pay $1,000 a month to see progress? Like, it's getting out of hand.
I have paid $15,000 towards my student loans since I graduated in 2018. So the past 6 years, I have put $15,000 towards my student loans, particularly my Parent Plus loan that the original balance that we took out was a little over $17,000. And I have paid $15,000 towards that loan over the past 6-ish years. You want to know what my balance is now? My balance is still around $15,500. So that means I have spent $15,000 over the past 6 years for my balance to only go down by like $1,500. That means I have spent $13,500 roughly to just interest. And that is the issue with student loans and why people want them to be forgiven and people want reform is because of the interest. The interest makes it nearly impossible for a normal person to pay off their loans. I have no problem paying off the loans that I took out from the government. I have no problem paying them back. I have been paying them back. I've been making my payments every single month, but the interest makes it impossible for you to be able to actually pay down your principal balance so you can pay them off one day. Interest compounds daily, not like a normal car loan or like a mortgage or credit cards or anything like that. Like student loans are so different and the interest goes up so incredibly fast that unless you have large amounts of money to make large payments to pay down your principal, you are just basically never going to be able to pay off your student loans. And it's absolutely insane that I have essentially wasted over $13,000 the past 6 years trying to pay off these loans. And my balance has only gone down about $1,500. That's absolutely insane. It literally makes me sick to my stomach that I have wasted that much money over the past 6 years by being responsible and paying my loans. It's so gross.
So I went to college.
That's such a racket. Is it true that you can't get out of your loan? Like if you file for bankruptcy or anything like that, there's no way of getting out of your student debt, which is insane. Like these poor kids that take this out at 18 years old or 17 or whatever, and they don't understand what debt is. If you're thinking about going to school, take like 2 years off or something, go work a regular job or whatever job you can get, take out some credit card debt. Max out a credit card. Yeah, that's what you should do, and then try to pay that off as soon as possible. Then you'll understand debt, and then you can make a better understanding of taking out $100,000 for some BS degree.
2016, and my freshman year, I had to take out a couple of loans so I could go to school. Like most people do. After that, I worked multiple jobs so I wouldn't have to take out any more loans. In fact, by my senior year, I paid for the whole thing by myself. So the loans I'm talking about are the loans from 2016. My mom, being the kind, wonderful, amazing human being that she is, took on one of those loans for me. Like she's been paying it. And she has been paying it every single month since I took it out in 2016. Keep in mind, it is now 2023. So we're talking 7 years later. She told me as of a couple of weeks ago that she still owes the same amount of money on that loan as she did in 2016. Can't even make a dent in it. This is an adult woman with an extremely stable job and a house. Can you imagine what student loans are doing to people fresh out of college trying to find their way and struggling with the rising cost of housing? Student loans are way more predatory than you can understand at 18, but they know that, and they want to keep you down.
Everyone's always like, Brenda, why are you working so hard? Why are you doing a full-time job and posting on TikTok all the dang time? It's because I have $78,327 in student loans. And you want to know how much unpaid interest I accrued in the month of February? $523.93. And this is me paying at least a minimum of $2,000 per month. Started with a little bit over $150-something thousand because I had the bright idea of going to grad school so that I can graduate in a healthcare job to help people. but not get paid enough for the amount of student loans I had to take out. Now, my fault, I went to a private university, but still, it shouldn't be this hard to pay off student loans. But based on my PT salary alone, there is absolutely no way that I could pay this much with just that salary alone and live a breathable, decent life. Make it make sense?
They just said that 92% of the people that went to college and racked up all this student loan debt don't and won't have jobs in the degrees that they got the debt in.
That's another thing too to consider if you're like a kid straight out of high school. I mean, nobody is going to be able to know, but AI is coming. Like, that's another thing I can imagine. If I was that age right now, coming out of college, and then the next 3 to 5 years, our jobs are just gone to the AI overlords, and you had $100,000 worth of debt. I don't know. Maybe that's where we're going. Hopefully not.
So why y'all asking us to pay this money back? If you know that, why are we being asked to pay? And then this is the thing that gets me. Before I could even lift my right foot out of the door frame of graduation, my university was already contacting me for a donation. It's because of y'all that I'm a bam flipping donation to the Department of Education. And now they want to garnish our wages. What did you go to school for? Did you graduate with your degree? And are you actively using your degree to make tons of money like they promised you? Was it worth going to college? Was it worth racking up all this student loan debt? And even if you did go to college, finish your degree, you walked across the stage and you got your pretty degree, have you finished paying back your student loans? Will you pay back your student loans?
Last night I had to log into my student loan account to print out the paperwork to have my taxes done today. So I got to get a glimpse of my student loan balance for the first time in, I don't know, presumably a year. I honestly don't remember knowing what I owed still. Now, for point of reference, I graduated in 2011. Okay, so I've been making student loan payments for almost 14 years. I actually did the math. It was about 165 monthly student loan payments that I've made so far. Okay, now I went to pharmacy school. I'm a pharmacist. That's a doctorate degree. It took 6 years. I went to a private school, not because I wanted to, but at the time, there were only 6 schools in the state of Pennsylvania with a pharmacy program. 2 of them were state schools, 4 of them were private. Chose the school I chose because they gave me a $12,000 a year academic scholarship for the first 4 years. So I got $48,000 worth of academic scholarship. So that's why I chose that school. So my education, even with the scholarship, cost still like $250,000. Roughly. Now, I'm fortunate my parents paid for a really good chunk of that, over $100,000. I don't remember the exact numbers, honestly, of how it all washed out. But I do know when I got my first student loan bill in the mail, well, I almost shit a brick, but my balance was like right around $125,000. Okay, 165 monthly payments on $125,000. How much do you think I still owe? $78,000. Yeah, I don't know. The math isn't mathing. Now, full disclosure, I did refinance at some point, which is a horrible idea. Like at the time, it seems like a good idea because the monthly payments are so like overwhelming, but in the long run, you're screwing yourself when you refinance a student loan. You just are. So 165 monthly payments. I never deferred it. I never missed a payment. And I still owe $78,000. And I've been out of school for 14 years. My oldest turns 10 next week. So realistically, if she decides to go to college, I'm going to be still paying my student loans and likely still owe like $30-some thousand on my student loans when I'm trying to figure out how to pay for her college.
She's going to still be paying her student loan when her kid goes to college. I don't know, man. I try to stay optimistic, but with everybody in debt and nobody being able to afford anything or have any jobs that, pays them a livable wage, like what does the future hold for the whole, as a whole, the United States? I don't know.
And I don't know what the solution is to this whole situation. I don't think loan forgiveness is fair. I don't think taxpayers who didn't go to college should have to have their tax money pay off the student loans for those who did choose to go to college. I don't think that's fair at all. But I do think something needs to be done because universities are charging like obscene tuition. Student loan companies are doing predatory lending to children and setting up people for like a lifetime of debt. Like you're starting out your adult life with like crippling debt. And I don't know what the solution is here, but something isn't working.
When did college get so expensive? Like what year did it go from being like $3,000 a semester or something up to like $30,000 or whatever it is now, or $15,000? Like what year and why is it? It's like all colleges are just big businesses now. They're just, churning out as many people as possible, just letting in as many people possible, racking up the debt, send them out to the workforce, hardly knowing anything with hundreds of $1,000s worth of debt. I don't know. When did that shift happen? I don't know. It's been like that since I was in college, which was a long time ago. So I don't know. I graduated 2013. I'm old, dog. Anyhow, that's all we got for today. See you guys next time.